Alright everybody, today is going to be a fun video because while my son sleeps in his car seat for a minute, we're actually going to start figuring out what we need to do to get this Power Wheels I found for him on the side of the road working for free. Okay, we just left the battery on the charger that came with it, and it seems it took a charge. We tested it with the multimeter, and we got 13 volts at the battery, so it should be enough to run this thing because it's only a 12 volt battery, which means it should be holding the charge because it has more than 12 volts. If it had less than 12 volts after sitting on a charger, it would be a bad battery. So I think we're good with the battery. Plus, it's pretty easy to come up with 12 volt batteries. And, you know, people have even modified these to use drill batteries, like those DeWalt drill batteries, and we have some of those too. So we're going to be fine battery wise. Only problem is I don't know where the battery is. I tried, it seemed like maybe it was the seat, and I slid that out, but nothing comes out. There's definitely a tray under there. I don't know. This thing is frustrating. I know how to fix cars. I don't know how to fix toy cars. Okay, let me try two hands. Maybe I can. It definitely seems like it's stopping. Like, see, it seems like if this slid further, then we could get at that box that's underneath there. But how the heck do you get the seat to slide further out? Okay, I ripped the seat out because I had no idea what I was doing, and it turns out that you have to go around the seat through to these screws to get this off, and take this off with the seat attached. So we'll have to fix that once we figure that out. Next thing I did was take this old battery that was in here out of here. It only had 5 volts, so it was definitely dead. So then I took these wires off and run these over to here, and when I hooked these up to the battery, I still had nothing. So I was curious about this. This looks like a circuit breaker. So the next thing I did was take the multimeter, set this up so you guys can see. And the multimeter is in resistance, that little omega symbol. And that's going to tell if this is a breaker's good. It should just be 0 because it's basically just one wire through making the connection. But it's jumping all around, and we're in the mega ohms, so there's a lot of resistance in that. So I suspect this might be bad because it should basically read like this, because it's a breaker, so it should read like that, but it's not. It's reading super high. So next thing we'll do is I'm actually just gonna pop this off and omit that for the time being for testing. So now we'll bring this over here, we'll run the positive in here without the breaker, and then we'll run this negative over here and see if we can get anything. Oh!
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! In the name of God! Now I know it feels like to be God!
Nice. So now, oh, we even have throttle.
We're gonna clean up this Power Wheels, gonna make it shine cause it was a steal. Push down the floor and dash so fast, gonna fix it up without the cash. No
Just
need
remembered I
to
have a detail
spend
brush for a car dash.
We'll make it sparkle every time. We're cleaning up.
So we were missing one side view mirror. So I went into AutoCAD Fusion 360 and designed some side view mirrors and then 3D printed them on my Creality printer. And they fit pretty much perfectly. Okay, here's where we at. We pulled these screws to get the hood cover off. We had to also pull the dash. And then the next thing we did was plug in the battery, and we determined that this is actually the steering potentiometer. It goes right in the center of the steering shaft because there's actually no connection between the steering and the actual physical steering. That's done by this box up here, which has got a feedback resistor so it knows where it is, so it can try to stay level with this, but apparently something happened. So then I was curious whether this motor was good. I tested it and it had good resistance. So the next thing I did was take the battery out, and what I can do is this is just a regular motor with 2 wires coming off of it, so it should definitely spin over if I do this. And you can see it sparking. I don't know if it's picking that up. Yeah, there you go. You can see it sparking, but nothing's happening. So that leads me to believe that this motor in this steering box is dead. So next thing I'm going to do is take the steering box apart and just test that motor, see if I can get it turned over by hand or see if we need a new motor. Okay, here's the inside of the steering box, and you can see that's the motor there. That's a screw to hold in, so we got to pop these gears off. That's a lot of grease. Now we can pull this motor. Come on. We may need a smaller screwdriver. Okay, we got the motor out of the steering gearbox, and when I was about to pull it, I actually grabbed this and I realized our problem. See, this is our problem. This is the motor, and you see that's a bunch of rust. And that's a bunch of rust in there. So water got in here and froze this motor solid. I can't turn it over by hand. So this motor's frozen solid. So that's the reason this thing isn't steering. So let's see what we got to do to either get a new motor or whether we can just get the whole steering box and get this thing back together. Okay, we have a problem because we got the new steering box in for the power wheels, but the problem is that the old steering box had this mount here. This was the closest box I could find because it was the only one that had this connection on it and was this shape, but it didn't have the mount for the potentiometer right there that tells where it is and gives the feedback. This potentiometer right here. So what I've decided is the best course of action is I'm going to open up this box like this, and we are going to take, we're basically going to reuse this top part because everything else appears to be the same. So we are going to take these gears off like this. Come on. Like that. Set those aside. And we need to take this gear off too, because we need to get to these screws so that we can pull the motor out, which is the main reason we needed to swap that. So now we're going to take these 2 screws out. We're going to bolt it into this hole here. Then we're going to go ahead and put these gears back on and close this unit back up with the old top on it with the new motor in there. Okay, there, now we have the new motor in the old top. We got all of our gears back together. Now we can go ahead and put it back together. Gotta get the, there we go. There we go. Now we can just bolt this together, and we're gonna have to resolder the wires from this old motor back onto this motor, and then we can stick it in and test it. Okay, we did it. Now we can put this potentiometer into this holder. We can screw this the rest of the way down with these screws. Then we can run this back into the connector. Run these tabs back into the connector so that we can plug it in. Unfortunately, I don't remember which one it was, so we might have to swap it. We'll have to do some testing. If we turn the wheel and it turns the wrong way, then we'll know to flip the two wires. That's progress. Okay, we've got lights working, dash lights, radio, and most importantly, wheels are straight, steering wheel is straight, wheels turn with the potentiometer. Back to center, back the other direction. So the steering system is actually working now.
Perfect.
We did it. I modified that box with the new motor, which came with the new box, and the old top to hold this potentiometer so you can get feedback. Got this whole steering wheel lined up. The last thing you got to do is get the nut that goes on here that holds that potentiometer in there. Then we can throw this piece on like that, which connects the potentiometer to these two posts so it turns with the steering wheel. And once we get that done, we can slap that on. And I may try to fix these. This wire was broken, but we would need to solder onto here. I can probably fix that easy enough. Solder onto this wire, solder onto that broken wire there, and I don't know which wire that would connect to in here. I don't see any loose wires. We'll take a closer look. But anyways, we got it steering. That's the important part. And I guess we're all set to start putting the hood back on. Oh no, was I supposed to put that on before the dash? Crap, this dash might have to come back out. Okay, I was just about to put the hood on when I found these wires, which go over to the control board over there, and we've got yellow and black on the steering wheel, and we've got a yellow and black here. So let's see what happens when we touch these together. Well, there's our horn. And what happens when we touch these together? Hopefully we don't get copywritten for this. Okay, so we found our horn wire. Okay, we soldered fresh wire onto the back of that switch, and then it also jumps over, this wire jumps over here, and this wire jumps over to here. So basically these are two switches that will both connect that, so you can hit either one and it signifies the horn. And then come down here, and we've connected it into the yellow and the black wire like we discovered last night. So now when you hit the horn, you get a loud, obnoxious horn. I'm sure that won't become annoying with my son hitting it constantly.
False.
Okay, now I think we're ready to put the hood back on. Okay, finally, the last two parts we need for this Power Wheels have come in stock. We needed some of these nuts to hold this potentiometer in, because I vacuumed it up when I was cleaning this thing, and I looked through the vacuum, but I couldn't find it. So I had to buy some of these. They were a couple of bucks for like 20. And then new circuit breakers, because the circuit breaker that was on here broke. There it is. That circuit breaker was no good, and that was actually the reason this thing wasn't running. So now we can pop this one off of this wire and put it between this terminal and the battery, and then we'll have a circuit breaker. We can put this on, and then we can tighten that, and then this thing is all done. Well, put the seat back on, obviously. Okay, we got our nut on the potentiometer. Potentiometer is fed into its little spot here. We got this bolted on so that now when you turn the steering wheel, it turns the potentiometer. So now we can go ahead and tuck this wire back in and put the steering wheel back on. Here we've got our breaker on the power, between power and okay, now that we got it all done, all we got to do is go show it to my son and see what he thinks. As you can see here, he approves of the side view mirrors.
We're gonna clean up this power
You want to get in?
gonna make it shine 'cause it was a steal. Push down the floor and dash so fast. Gonna fix it up without the cash. No need to spend a single dime.
And what I started off doing was operating the gas pedal with a broomstick, just because I wasn't sure he was going to figure it out, but my son's only 19 months old, and within a couple of minutes he had figured out the gas pedal. He loves the shifter, he loves the horn, and his favorite thing to do is turn on and off the ignition so it makes the engine rev noise.
Ashes gleaming in the light. No dust or dirt to spoil the fun.
Alright, if you like that video, make sure you're subscribed because we're trying to reach 1,000,005 subscribers. Hit that thumbs up button. Check out some of these other videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Peace, we out of here. Good night.